Hello there, once again, welcome to your current affairs program that brings you news in detail. I'm Francesca Banda, and you're watching The Scoop. Coming up this week, a child who has never enjoyed her childhood. This is the story of a 9-year-old girl of Lusaka who medical personnel have failed to diagnose with any disease. Medical reports from the UTH show that she does not suffer from any disease, but she is literally hanging on to dear life. Electronic garbage and waste is hazardous to humans and the environment. Strict measures for disposal are outlined to ensure these products do not cause short and long-term effects on the environment and human beings. Zambia Environmental Management Agency is concerned and will always act where lapses emerge.
As a country, we do have a challenge of dealing with hazardous waste. We do not have the capacity as Zambia to deal with hazardous waste. So as a regulatory agency and others, we are basically taking a preventive approach. We need to ensure that such materials are not emitted into the environment.
Every time a child in a home is faced with illness, parents are gripped with anxiety. They will do everything to ensure that the child receives treatment. Now this is the case for a mother of Lusaka who has been searching for treatment for her child for the past 4 years. She is only 9 years old. From the age of 4, she fell sick, then all she has known is pain. For the purpose of this story, we'll call her Sarah Mutale to protect her identity. When she was born, she was a healthy child with no health complications. Her mother and father divorced, and so she had to stay with her father, who had remarried. It was while at her father's place that she fell ill and was evacuated to her mother's place.
Wanamuitana wanti wake atwamfuna kore nenzeni nakana wabwera futi wabomtenga je mwana wanamtengera panapita che 2 months atijeni samvira bwino be appetite abeta appetite nchani kumuona natumkamulete ndiye mwana wanamletera unamsira kuli sister wanga kumuona nachukua tumarash manja namfunza jeni nchani mamisi ni mvira bwino tinaenda naye clinic tinaenda kuja wanampima HIV positive wanampima HIV wanapeza alibe but senza odwala insichabe mshemushi so matenda manje nje mwana anaendelea so chabe so kumfunza mwana nchani atwa mami benzoni pasa ma ARVs benzoni kila ku porridge denena ngo bamugaira timwa yalingana na mami ana benzoni kila ku porridge so tinamfunza tinachosa mangwala tinamlangiza ayati aya na clinic ndiye mwana tinanondorera so chabe kwa tituma na UTH chaenda kuja oboga mbati kapena TSeko kapena alina TB wanapeza alibe tachoka naye tabwera futi tangena futi UTH tachoka ati alibe matendari yonse maskose wanapima wanalema so manje hapa tinaipa nyumba.
The last 5 years, Sarah's mother has visited clinics and hospitals, consulted prophets and pastors in search for an answer to her child's deteriorating condition. Each visit and each consultation has brought her more misery. Her child continues wasting away. Worse for her, what is eating up her child has not been established for the last 5 years. Medical staff, even at the country's highest health facility, have not diagnosed the ailment.
Nga muma UTH nangenamo katatu konse palibeve bapeza vilivonse banuza ati ukaiseko mumapempero so chabe bazenda kumpempererako
Nonetheless, Jane's mother still clings on to some gleam of hope that her child will pull through. The many years of illness have rendered Sarah incapable to attend school or play with her friends. She struggles even to talk.
Esta punishment. Your number 8 point.
She is clearly not a happy child, and she has had to watch her friends play while she endures the pain of an unknown disease. All this family is asking for is help to make their little girl a healthy one again.
And then very bunch.
Awo tufuna abantu batutandizeeko chifukwa taesa ku chechi tienda makliniki taesa so omuntu ali wonse angambere chifundo pali uyu mwana angatitandizireko mu njira zosiyana-siyana. Tufuna apole saenda ku skulu sayimirira ankala chabe apeta 18 yolubana na kwanenzo nkala banampisha atitalima nayo matenda ya so mwana mwationera babiri so chabe nje mwana tidwalikira mwana.
Africa continues to be the dumping ground of discarded products from the developed countries. This week, the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, clamped down on a company importing second-hand electronic goods. The agency is concerned that the company may not be following the required procedures of disposing of electronic waste. As the world grapples with issues of climate change, Zambia is struggling to ensure environmental health hazards are adequately controlled. The Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, is concerned with a named company importing into the country used electronic products. It fears some of these malfunctioning electronic products end up being dumped in the conventional way, creating a huge environmental damage. In a joint operation, the agency with the Zambia Bureau of Standards stormed a named importer's premises and locked the warehouse where the electronic products are kept. It was clear the electronic goods are actually rejects coming from the developed countries, and Zambia seems to be just the place to dump them. They clearly don't look like second-hand. They look unusable, and most of them are even outdated. Director of Japan challenged the team of officers from ZEMA and ZABS as to why the Zambia Revenue Authority made him pay duty at the border if these electronics are not allowed in the country. This highlights a lack of collaboration between various wings of government in enforcement of the country's laws.
Some correspondence with you over this issue.
But this license issue, I'm aiding it now basically. I've got a general trading license. And this shipment came 2 months ago, and today you're telling me I don't have the license. It is a little strange for you.
What we are saying is the consignment itself, which we are seeing here, is considered as electronic consignment.
So it doesn't fall under general trading?
According to the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, this consignment is considered as electronic. And it is classified as the hazardous waste, of which, according to our colleagues from ZABS, the standards do not abide with the regulations. As a result, we would need the consignment to be seized, and then we will appear in court for further answering of questions.
So these products that you see here, what makes you think they're hazardous?
When you sell these products, we are having items which are non-functional.
We haven't sold anything which is non-functional. One more thing. Do you think I'll sell a product to a Zambian who will buy things from me which are not working? They'll pay me for those things?
The officers are clearly at pains to explain how these were let in the country.
And we've arrived to a conclusion.
Sir, a communication that I have from you, it says only the power is 110. Other than that, I don't see a hazardous thing in your letter.
We'll see you. We'll communicate that via. Just a minute.
Upon inspection of the same consignment, we discovered that the input voltage was 110 volts, which is not compatible with our electrical wiring in the housing, meaning that they don't conform to the requirements as stipulated in the Zambian Standard 106, which stipulates that for household electrical appliances, they must be 230, 250 volts.
So this is hazardous or the power problem?
Okay, based on the decision from ZABS, this consignment does not conform to the standards.
I bought the power supplies from market.
When
I was
that
wondering
happens,
what that power supply is doing in the market if 110 is not allowed in Zambia.
But for how long have these used products been in the country, and what effects do these have on the environment and people?
Remind members of the public too that environmental protection is an individual option that you take, and exposure to certain materials has both short-term as well as long-term impact. So it's up to the individuals to also take a proactive approach and ensure that they do not expose themselves unnecessarily to hazardous substances. That's why, as a country, we don't have disposal facilities. We actually export the waste to other countries. This has happened before, like with entities such as ZESCO, as well as the Copper Belt Energy Company, with certain products such as the PCBs, the transformers, the waste. When they need to dispose them, they've been exported before to countries like Finland and so on. So you can see that it's a very costly venture, and that is why it is important that from the very beginning, such products are not allowed into the country.
Zambia receives second-hand goods from the Western world, from cars to underwear. Just how far has this gone? Jan Africa is probably but just one of the companies importing the used electronics. The Zambia Bureau of Standards is maintaining its stance over the products of poor quality, although, judging from the Zambian market, most products which enter the country are either counterfeit or unusable.
How do you use something that has no manual? It is very, very difficult, and this is why this operation is very important. As Zambia Bureau of Standards, we are interested in the safety aspect of the products that are given to the consumers or to the end users, and also we would want to see a situation where end users get value for their money. We don't want a situation where Zambia becomes a dumping site. Things are just coming in the country and there's no regulation. And this is why Zambia Bureau of Standards, we are on strategic entry points to ensure that as products are coming in the country, we are there to inspect. But of course, there's smuggling.
Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, and ZABS have to wake up and not be reactive. It would be good to see these teams in action at the point of entry and not after the crime has been done. If Mr. Shaber had smuggled these electronics in the country, then why did the Zambia Revenue Authority charge duty on illegal products? Well, the answers to all these questions remain unknown for now. The Scoop will follow up this story to the latter. In the meantime, Jan Africa Investment is also dealing in used tires. How good are they for the Zambian roads? The authorities at the border have let this into the country. When will they realize that these tires could be the reason behind the unexplained road mishaps in the country? It is now time for our proverb of the week, and this week's proverb says, if you wish to move mountains tomorrow, you must start by lifting stones today. If you wish to move mountains tomorrow, you must start by lifting stones today. That's our African proverb. Remember, you can get interactive with us on our Facebook page, Ask Movie, or you can send us a text. All you have to do is type ASK, leave a space, type your message, and send it to 3322. On behalf of the entire Scoop team, this is where we say our goodbyes. Thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. Once again, remember to catch the repeat show on Tuesday. I'm Francesca Peribanda. Have a lovely week.